Welcome. In this edition of Down to Earth, we'll be talking about some of the important topics. For example, banana waste is now used for handicraft in the Shravasti district of Uttar Pradesh, where the banana waste is used for filling the cushions and even jewelries to dolls are being made from it. Similarly, in Africa, we have seen a very important development, and that is gas reserves accounting to nearly 5,000 billion cubic meters, and they have been found in Mozambique, Senegal, Tanzania, Mauritania, South Africa, Ethiopia, and Morocco, and the potential is about to reach to 12 billion tons if the emissions are released, and therefore this becomes a very important region where we can have the gas reserves extraction which could be possible. So here we have some of the operating areas, and then the new discovered areas and the areas in development have been marked in this map. The next is, as per the statistics of NSSO, we have seen that there is a dip in the employment. For example, as senior officials, managers, and women legislators. Rural area, the share dropped by nearly 3%. Urban area, the participation has increased from 1% to 18%. Bird flu outbreak has taken place, and there have been infections of H5N1, which causes various diseases, but this has been recorded in the animals other than birds, for examples in bear, fox, skunks, raccoons, and seals. The next is India is commemorating with the UN FAO guidelines, and 2023 has been given or demarcated as an international year for millet. Now the iron content on an average is nearly 42 milligrams per kg. Over the years, we have seen that the iron content in the millets have been declining. However, most of the species of millets belong to poaceae grass and have nearly 780 genera and 12,000 different species. India is the largest producer of millet, and this is one of the important crops which we can see after the Green Revolution. It has been named as Nutri Cereal and Shri Anna, as it has been called as. Now, there have been various initiatives. For example, project on intensified research on cotton, oilseed, and millet, and coordinated millet improvement program are some of those. Now, what is important? We have millets like jowar, sorghum, bajra, pearl millet, which have the possibility of cross pollination. There are nearly 25 high yielding varieties and disease resistant varieties which are seen. In pearl millet, the calcium levels have declined significantly. Similarly, the phosphorus levels have reduced significantly. Now, this has been a very important indicator of some of the cultivation practices as well. Now, genetically, we are seeing the Baga tribal community in Madhya Pradesh has been growing a lot of millets, but Sikya has disappeared, and this was once a part of their staple diet. The next is how we can expand the millet production is by promoting millets. The another important topic is carnivores. Now we are bringing in cheetah, and the idea here is what is the conservation efforts for the wildcat family. India has nearly 23% of the world carnivorous population and has an important focus on Indian leopards, golden jackal, dhole, which are the wild donkeys, and then the jungle cat. The next is the mega carnivore. Sorry, dhole is the wild dogs. Okay. The next is the threats of the habitat. Now the major habitats are the Bandipur tiger, Kana Painch, and Bhagwan Mahavir Wildlife Sanctuary, which was recently in news in light of the Sri Samit Shikharji Tirth for Jains, and this has been prioritized in terms of ecological development, wetland conservation. Water woes have been one of the major issues. Most of the civilizations we have seen was one of the reasons that they vanished was the lack of water resources. The crisis could be either too much water, too less water, or dirty water. Either of these could prove out to be detrimental. So quality of the water to be maintained under goal 6, providing affordable safe drinking water and managing it. We have seen that this water has become one of the major reasons for cholera outbreak in Africa, and water's availability, quantity and quality is important. So water for health, sustainable development, climate, resilience to the environment is important, but there are certain dangerous trends which we are seeing. The next is the GI tag for Mandu's baobab tree. Now this is commonly originating in the regions of Africa, but this is one of the biggest clusters in Mandu in Madhya Pradesh. Now this tree is unique because it can store a lot of water in the trunk and can have dense fruits in the dry season, and therefore is a important GI tag that has been given. Now GI tag protects or provides commercial prospects. For example, champagne from France, Tequila from Mexico, Roquefort from France are some of the examples. Then basmati rice, Darjeeling tea. So promotion and protection becomes important. A system of DNA fingerprinting has been started by UK-based Bangor University for assessing the purity of basmati rice. Environmental sustainability and corporate social responsibilities are two important developments that we need to witness. Now, the next is environment benefit business. So, three important areas for sustainability. Those are environment, social and governance, and the corporate governance, community and planet becomes important. Chayote or chow chow is important. This is similar to a green pear, belongs to a goat family, Cucurbitaceae, and is found throughout India. It has an origin in Mexico, but its wild relatives are seen throughout. Welsh missionary brought it to Mizoram for the first time, and it is known by different names. For example, Longku in Himachal, Iskut in Mizoram, and so on. In South also it is seen in the regions of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka. It is known as Mikari, and in Bangalore it is known as Bangalore brinjal as well. There are popular cookies and dishes which have been made from chayote. Now, this is extremely nutritious and has an important role. It is rich in vitamin C, vitamin E, folate, and also known for calcium, potassium, phosphorus, and magnesium. Has anti-cardiovascular, anti-diabetic, anti-obesity, anti-ulcer, and anti-cancer properties. Is used for cosmetics and pharma industries. Now, there have been very poor soil on the marginal lands of Mizoram. Still, this plantation has been seen. It has a single seed, and the goat family usually have multiple seeds. So that's one of the major differences that it has. Now, the Sihfir village of Aizwal is setting up an association for providing subsidy. Similarly, GI tag for miso chow chow is important. Vitamin C content, sugar and phenol is one of the important constituents of it. The pandemic was a great blow to the human capital. In 2020, there was a huge breakout of COVID-19 and lockdowns across the globe, which have affected the human capital in terms of education, in terms of health facilities, in terms of earning their daily wages, and the skill set has been brought to an halt. This has also impacted the school children, and we are seeing a scaring phenomena post-pandemic because unemployment rates are far high, inflation is on its peak, and then there are low paying jobs for people to enter, for those who are entering into market. Even for the vegetation, we have seen extreme weather conditions are there. The cost of inputs have been rising. For example, betel leaf, which is the palm, is a highly profitable crop. Comes every 2 to 3 years. Once it comes for 2 to 3 years, and every month the harvesting can be done. It is destroyed if the temperature is too much or the rainfall is too much, and the range of the temperature has been mentioned here. There are nearly 1 crore worth the palm leaves which have been destroyed, as per one of the researchers of National Botanical Research Institute, and that is due to dew, cold waves and unexpected weather changes. Now the costs have been paid by the farmers, and especially in the regions of Mahoba, and this has affected the disposable income or the discretionary income of the farmers. The next is India is facing a low yield of rabi crop because of the unusually dry and hot winter this time. time. The abnormal winters this time have affected the the rabi plantations and the output, we could say. Also, La Nina is one of the reasons. It is the phase of El Nino Southern Oscillation, ENSO, which we have covered in one of our separate lectures. Just go back and refer the class on La Nina and El Nino, extremely important. Then besides La Nina, other factors include Arctic warming, North Atlantic oscillations, jet streams, western disturbances as some of the major aspects. Then albedo effect, which is the sunrays falling onto the snow, which is reflected and leads to quick heating up of the region. Now, as I said, in Africa there was a cholera outbreak, and this is extremely challenging because it affects nearly 3.2% of the global average, in contrast to the global average of just 1%, where the mortality is seen. So Malawi is one of the regions which is considered as the hotspot, and the major centers was Ghana in the capital city of Lingove. Now, the outbreak has been due to unprecedented monsoon floods and succession of clones. There have been three series of storms. One was Storm Ana, followed by Dumka, and then Gombe, as three important cyclones that were witnessed, and all these three have affected the region badly, right? The next is we are seeing a constantly warming world, and this has brought a huge burden on the infectious diseases. The malnutrition is further a big blow because the immunity gets compromised and people are at a higher risk to the exposure of diseases. Some other news includes the rising temperature, the hottest records in Delhi in the month of February, reaching up to 33.6 degrees, which are extremely high, tremors in the regions of Turkey, and then there is a chance of ongoing warmest ever record which has been seen due to the impending El Nino. So those are some of the important highlights that we have covered for this edition. The handouts would be available at Examrace website for free, so you can just check those out. The links for the same are available in the description below. If you have any questions or queries, post those in the comment section. Thanks for joining in.